Thanks to the support as a channel member, Philip O'Sullivan. Folks, tonight is the night. My Tier 10 Road to Glory Twitch save starts 8 p.m. tonight, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. I'm going to try and get a video out on it later on today as well, just to give you a few more details. But expect messages in both the videos that are coming out today. Just reminding you, tonight, 8 p.m. UK time, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. It's a Tier 10, one club, Road to Glory save. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully, we'll see you over there, 8 o'clock tonight. Twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. Hello and welcome to part 24 of my FM21 save with Leicester. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we're away against Manchester United in the Premier League, and we also play our first Champions League game of the season away against FC Copenhagen. Important game, because remember, this is the year that we've decided we're going to win the Champions League. Since you were last with me, this is what's been going on. We've continued our unbeaten start to the season. We're not playing spectacularly well, but we are being efficient. We beat Liverpool 1-0, and we got a 1-1 draw against Arsenal, which I guess we probably could have done a little bit better in, having beaten them 4-0 earlier on in the season in the Community Shield, and then got a 3-1 win over Southampton in the EFL Cup. Erling Haaland playing in the EFL Cup. What madness is this? So all of that means this is what the Premier League table looks like. 5 games in, we are third in the league, obviously as defending champions as well. So we'd be looking to defend our crown, and no sign of Haaland yet on the top goal scorers charts, but that'll change. I'm sure that'll change. I hope that will change, or else he'll end up being a waste of money. So this is the team for the Manchester United game. Big game. Man United are currently in 5th place, so just outside of the Champions League qualification spots, and they will be very much looking to be involved in a title race this season as well. So it's another one of those opportunities for us to send a message to the rest of the Premier League that we really, really, really mean business this year. So it's Donnarumma in goal, a back four of Grimaldo, Romagnoli, Luis Felipe and Pereira, Valverde at the base of the midfield, and Ndidi and Aouar ahead of him, then Neymar, Haaland and Neres as the front three. Maybe potential to question this a little bit. Why not play Ndidi there and Valverde as the playmaker a little bit further forward? I'm kind of trying to push this through as my system now. The playmaker at the base of the three with a box-to-box midfielder and a Mazzala in front of him. Now we've not got Tielemans forcing me to play the playmaker just there. Everyone else who can play playmaker can do it back here. So my theory is when I use I am always going to use a playmaker. It'll either be Declan Rice, it might be Valverde, could even be Calvin Phillips. It probably won't be Ndidi because he's the one who's not really a playmaker in that role. But he is very good at the box-to-box midfield role further forward, which of course Valverde can do as well. So it makes sense to me to have them this way around. If we get half an hour in and it's not working, we can always swap them over. But I worry if we do that, then we lose some of the effectiveness of having the deep line playmaker in that little pocket between the midfield and the defence, where they just seem to get a little bit more time and are able to just get a hold of the game and control the game that little bit better from that slightly deeper role. They're obviously a little bit less of an attacking threat, but my theory is when I've got Neymar as part of my front three, there's probably already plenty of creativity in the more attacking areas. We want someone building the attacks from a little bit further back. That is not how we wanted to start this game. I've not even finished doing my little game intro. And Mason Greenwood puts Manchester United 1-0 up with his 4th goal of the season already. And it's like Wonder Kids United here. They've got Ansu Fati starts the move. Mason Greenwood finishes it. And it passed through Bruno Fernandes and Lautaro Martinez on the way there. This is quite a good Manchester United side, isn't it? I imagine if you're a Man United side in real life, you'd probably take that as a front four. That'd probably do, wouldn't it? Oh my word. Although, you know what? Our front three, maybe better. Definitely better. Neymar and Haaland in there. Definitely a step up over what United have got. So we need to get our boys playing. And there is a crunching tackle from Grimaldo. And it ends up back with Grimaldo. And now Romagnoli playing it to Grimaldo again. And we need to get Neymar into the game. That's been my worry since signing Neymar, that he could go missing sometimes. He's incredible when he gets the ball. But when he's not got the ball, you don't see a lot of him. And Martinez is in and Donnarumma makes a save and keeps it at 1-0 for now. Although Manchester United now with a corner, and we need to be alert to what's going on here. It's Bruno Fernandes with the corner. Donnarumma looks like he's going to catch it. That ends up with some kind of two-handed punch catch. That couldn't have just been a dropped catch because it ended up outside the penalty area. But at the same time, what's he doing punching it two-handed? Grimaldo with the throws does find Neymar. First we've seen of him today. Aouar back to Valverde, who that's where I wanted him, and that's not what I wanted to see him do with the ball. Sitting in that little pocket. See, Ndidi's actually dropped back there now into what's probably a more natural position to him. I think we're going to have to swap those two over. Although Valverde does get the ball deep there. It's back with him again, and that's another poor pass from Valverde. I think I've got this one wrong today, boys and girls. We probably need to swap those two over and just shuffle the midfield around a little bit. I'm going to do that after this highlight. Pogba playing it forward. Ramos with the clearance, but it goes straight back to another Manchester United shirt. And yeah, this has not been a very good start. I don't think we can blame this entirely on that midfield being the wrong way round, because they are both perfectly capable of playing in the roles that I've put them in. But it is a little bit of experimentation away against Manchester United that maybe we didn't need to do. So if we get Ndidi in there as the defensive midfielder, just to really focus on defensive cover, we can still even have Valverde as a playmaker a little bit further forward, because he can literally do everything. I've never seen anything like it. He's a 4-star player at every single central midfield position. The man is like the perfect midfielder. He's just good at everything. Although he did give the ball away that led to that goal. But let's have Ndidi in there protecting the defence a little bit more and allow Valverde to be a little bit more in the action further forward and see if that works. Throw now, and Ndidi does get the ball clear, and it's Neres who's got the option for a counter-attack here. Haaland needs to get moving, and it has been played into Haaland. Our first look at him today, plays it into Neymar. That was a beautiful counter-attack, and Neymar really would have been expected to apply the finish there, but that was counter-attacking with real pace. And now it's Neymar with the in-swinging corner, looking for Valverde, but can't find him, and it's going to be back with Neymar again as we head towards half-time. A goal just before half-time to get us back into the game would be very useful, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We go in at half-time 2-0 down, and that is not really good enough. Let's have a look to see what's been going on. The front three, just after me saying they were better than United's, just haven't really been with it. And I'm not swapping my 3 for their 3, even if I'm offered it now. But they do seem to be a little bit more effective today. We're just struggling to assert ourselves on the game. Fernandes with the corner, and it's Harry Maguire with the header straight into the hands of Donnarumma. And I think we're going to have to make some changes to our front 3. We have got options on the bench. We've got Dembele, we've got Belotti, we've got Origi, we've got Maddison. There's lots that can come on and change the game. And I think Neres in particular. I'm tempted to just take the whole front 3 off and send a message. In fact, forget tempted. We're sending the message. Belotti, Dembele, Maddison, all coming on at the same time with 25 minutes to go. Message sent to my front 3 that today's performance has not been acceptable. Now we're going to demand more, and hopefully this combination in attack will prove a little bit more successful. Certainly Belotti and Maddison, we know how good they can be. Dembele yet to really show us what he can do in a Leicester shirt, although he's off on a run here. And Dembele has gone from one side of the pitch to the other, continuing to charge forward. Maddison has cut inside because Dembele's come out to this left-hand side. It's a cross in for Belotti, and that was incredible from Dembele. He's run from the right-back position to left forward, diagonally across the pitch, using pace and skill to get past everyone along his way, and then plays it into path for Belotti's first goal of the season, because he's not really had much of an opportunity since the arrival of Haaland. This could lead to some changes. How effective those two have been since they come on. And Maddison's movement was good in there as well. Can we now grab ourselves an equaliser? It's all well and good coming on and grabbing the 1 goal, but if we don't actually get back into the game properly, it's less interesting. Free kick is in, and Romagnoli with the header. I think that is, in fact, the commentary says it was Ndidi who actually got the final header on there, which might explain why it went over. Romagnoli much more dominant in the air, and probably if he connects with it, it leads to a goal. Ramos to Ricardo Pereira, who plays the ball forward, looking for Aouar, who's been very, very quiet today as well. It's the first time I've mentioned him today, I think. But Dembele first to the ball again, using his pace, and he's clattered on the left-hand side there. It's a straight red card for the Manchester United left-back. And unfortunately, it's in the 89th minute and it hasn't really had much of an impact on the game. We looked much brighter once the changes were made. Dembele, in particular, was very good. Belotti obviously applying a finish but not doing much more. I have some decisions to make before the Copenhagen game about what I'm going to do with this front three. Right, a little bit of shuffling then. Declan Rice comes in at the base of the midfield again, where we know he's very good there, allowing Valverde to be the box-to-box midfielder and Sanchez as the Mazzala. I think that might be my best midfield three, or maybe with Maddison in instead of Sanchez just there. Up front, we've kept Neymar and Haaland in because I'm being swayed by the big names and it's going to ruin our season. I know it is. Dembele does come in for Neres on the right-hand side then. And we have got Timo Werner sat down now on the bench today, because let's not forget he exists too. Divock Origi, bless him, just looking at Werner. You can do all the positions I can do, but you're better than me. And he's very sad about it. Right, we are away against Copenhagen. This is absolutely a game that we should be expecting to win. We're in a group with Leipzig, Salzburg, and Copenhagen. It's a group that I would expect to be able to top. I would imagine Leipzig are going to be the only significant competition, famous last words, as you start in a game away from home in the Champions League. There's no easy games in the Champions League. I would say this one probably is. Cross in from Neymar and Dembele with the header that goes just over. But we've got to be looking to top this group and get ourselves in a strong position for a real go at trying to win the Champions League in the second half of the season. I'm not going to get too upset about a loss against Manchester United in the Premier League, because although another Premier League title would be nice, it's not really essential. I would certainly later on in the season, I'll definitely be, what a goal from Sanchez, a fourth for the season for him already. But yeah, later in the season, I'll definitely be prioritising Champions League over the league, regardless of what the situation is in the league, because this is about the Champions League. So we'll be playing our first team in the Champions League and rotating in the Premier League. So I don't think we can really expect a Premier League win anyway, whereas Champions League, we've got to be going for it. And Renato Sanchez is very good at football. That's what I know. There'll be a lot of real life Leicester fans wondering why James Maddison's not in this side. And it's not that he's completely dropped. It's that we signed Neymar. Maddison had really forced himself in on the left wing last season, where he'd been playing Mazzala the year before, but Sanchez has come in and been brilliant at that. So Maddison was very, very good on that inside forward role with Belotti alongside him. But the Galacticos coming in, it's just a little bit harder to fit Maddison in. But that was weird control from Valverde, but did bring it down nicely. And Haaland's got the easiest goal he'll score all season. Number 8 for him for the year, 2-0. That's poor from Copenhagen. And we're not going to complain at all. But yeah, according to the media Dream 11, Maddison and Neymar are our two best players. They're the two that are in the Dream 11. That was spectacular control from Valverde. I criticised him a little bit in the last game, but that was superb. And directly led to the goal, because it really put Copenhagen under pressure, because they weren't expecting us to have the ball. It was relatively straightforward for them to keep hold of it and get it clear, and Valverde changed it all by sticking his leg out at a very odd angle. Neymar playing it into Valverde, him and Rice knocking it back and forth between each other. Weirdly, Valverde's dropped back alongside Rice there and played the kind of pass we were looking for him to play in the last game, when he looked like he didn't really know how to play as a deep line playmaker. But he's gone back and done the role there. The thing he really doesn't do as part of the role is what Declan Rice has done there, tracking back and covering as well. Because although Rice is a creative force as our playmaker, he's also a defender and can kind of do both parts of the job. So I think Declan Rice is the man who's going to be in that position for me going forward. Certainly in the bigger games, but obviously playing in so many competitions and looking to get into the latter stages of several of them, we're going to have to rotate a lot. That's why I'm not that worried about Maddison not being in this team right now, because he'll get plenty of games at the expense of Neymar and Sanchez, and Neymar does very well there to play it into the path of Dembele, but Dembele's shot is very tame at the Copenhagen goalkeeper, and I'd have backed Neres to score there. So I'm still not entirely sure about Dembele, which is an alarming thing to say for a player we spent £70 million on, but I would have much rather had Jadon Sancho. But of course we missed out on him, with him going to Barcelona and us having to take the player that he'd replaced. So it's not, we're not going elite level, because the elite level team had already upgraded over the top of Dembele. But Neres is good too. Neres is good. Right, we're going to bring Ndidi on. And we're also... I don't have the right back on the bench. Why would Castagna not be on this bench? What we are going to do is take off Dembele and bring on... You know what? Ignore me. We're going to bring on Timo Werner for Neymar because I don't think Werner's played yet. He's played one cup appearance. We're going to bring on Timo Werner on the left-hand side just to have a look at him, really. We've not really had the opportunity to see him play. And here is Werner in a Leicester shirt, in a video for the first time, and plays it back to Declan Rice. And, I mean, I guess he's going to have to force his way in on the left wing if that's where he's going to get in. Is it easier for him to get past James Maddison and Neymar or Erling Haaland and Belotti? We're not going to see much of Timo Werner this year, I don't think. He's in a similar situation to what he was in at Chelsea. Who we are going to see a lot of, though, is Renato Sanchez, who's just got his second of the game, his fifth for the season, and he really is developing into one of Europe's elite-level midfield players. If Yuri Tielemans was an elite midfielder worth a £100 million move to Paris Saint-Germain in the summer, I'd already moved on from him and decided Sanchez was my man in central midfield ahead of Tielemans. So Sanchez must be in that same conversation, unless I'm wrong. And what are the chances of me being wrong? I'm going to bring on Neres for Dembele for the last few minutes of the game as I continue to try and decide between those two and then try and remind myself that I don't need to decide between those two. It's a squad game. We've got them both for a reason. We've got two very good players in every position now, plus Timo Werner as a spare across the front line. And there is Mr. Spare with his first goal for the club, and it's 4-0 to us now. And I said it would be comfortable today. It is comfortable, and that was a very tidy finish from Timo Werner, who, you know what, all he can do when he gets his limited opportunities is come on and score. And if he does it often enough, who knows what happens to the pecking order. I'm not so closed off from it that I'm going to play Haaland regardless of what Belotti and Werner do. I acknowledge it is going to take a lot for me to drop Erling Haaland, but those of you who've been around on the channel for a long time will know I did it in the beta last year. I signed him for my Manchester United team, never really got the best out of either him or Mason Greenwood, and both of them were reserves to Edouard, who we've already discarded here at Leicester. So, you know, anything can happen. I'm not going to be that swayed by real life reputations. But there is a pat on the head for Haaland, who 1 goal, 2 assists. I mean, he's done all right for us there today, hasn't he? Right, we will be back tomorrow with another Champions League game, along with a league game, probably. They come thick and fast, don't they? We might get through a couple and go all the way to Salzburg, maybe. Do like Salzburg and Villa or Salzburg and West Ham. Because otherwise we're only going to be like 2 games into the future. Why is the Champions League so squashed up this year? Is this the World Cup year or something? Are we going to have that? Have we got a mid-sit? We have. It's the squashed up World Cup season. There's a mid-season break starting on the 5th of November all the way through till Boxing Day. So the Champions League is being properly squashed up with the group stages finished by the 2nd of November. So it's going to be a weird season. Brace yourselves for a weird season, folks. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.